of the east there came a hard man. Oh ho ho, all the way from Britain. Glory, hallelujah. God live oil and the orange juice. He went into a pub and he came a paralytic. Oh ho ho, VB and cider, but a hell of a mixture. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Does this bus go to the dinosaur parley? Oh ho ho, I'm looking for a lumber. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. There in the dancing he met Harry Mary. Oh ho ho, the flower of the Gorbals. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Oh no, Mary, are you dancing? Oh no, it's just the way I'm standing. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Oh no, Mary, you're one in a million. Oh ho ho, and shows your chances. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Oh no, Mary, can I run you home? Oh ho ho, I've got a pair of sand shoes. Got a hell of a funny cod liver oil and the orange juice. In through the back close and out through the dunny. Oh ho ho, it wasn't for the first time. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. The mother came out, she was going to the cludgy. Oh ho ho, I buggered off sharpish. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Harry Mary, she had a little baby. Oh ho ho, the father's in the army. Glory, hallelujah. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Now Harry Mary is still looking for her hard man. Oh ho ho, he joined the Foreign Legion. Sahara under a camel. Cod liver oil and the orange juice. Cod liver oil and the orange juice.
Well folks, good evening, what's the crack, how's all doing? Welcome along to another episode of Livestream Mondays here on the Rebel Podcast, multi-streaming tonight on YouTube, on the official Rebel Podcast page, and on Facebook on two pages. We're on the Rebel Podcast page on Facebook, and of course my own DJ Rebel Row page on Facebook as well, folks. So get sharing the stream as normal if you can, it'd be much appreciated. If you're watching on any of the pages on Facebook, just hit the wee share button for me and share it around whatever groups you're part of, any Rebel groups, Celtic groups, Irish groups, Grannies and Grandas groups, community groups, whatever you want. If you're watching the show on our official OG channel on YouTube, you're very welcome, folks. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. Just hit the wee bell icon, hit the subscribe button, and it will give you a notification once we go live for future shows. And plus, this show will be there for good on Facebook or on YouTube to watch as soon as the show is over tonight. That's the one I usually share, folks. So you're very welcome, folks. Thank you very much for joining me. As you've seen there in the intro, we're going to be joined on the show by this man this evening, folks. Kieran Darling of Errigal Rebel Band in Glasgow. I've been talking to him throughout the week and this afternoon as well, so he's really looking forward to coming on the show this evening. So he is. So we'll be joined live by Kieran on the screen from 8 p.m. Plus, we'll be playing an exclusive track. One track from Kieran's debut studio album. It's yet to be released. He's just finished it there last week, so it hasn't been released on any of the streaming sites or anything yet. Nobody has heard any of the music, so we're going to be playing one song from that tonight, which is great to hear. So folks, we'll jump on and see who have watching the show so far, and as usual, let us know where you're watching the show from tonight. Much appreciated. On Facebook, there's Maura Burns in Coatbridge. Maura, how you doing? Good to see you on Facebook. Jordan Whiteford, how you doing, Jordan? Cheers. There is Elaine on tonight watching on Facebook. Cheers. There's Iona watching on Facebook tonight as well. Iona, thanks for joining us as always. On YouTube, we'll have Kiva Corrigan. How you doing, Kiva? Thanks for joining us this evening. And we'll have Jim McCaff as well. Evening all, hail, hail. Good man yourself. Right, so folks, you know the crack. And if there's any songs you want to hear, just put them in the wee comment section, and we will get them on this evening throughout the night before 9 p.m. as always. So I'm going to kick off the show tonight with a bit of the Wolf Tones. As you can see, I have my wee Easter dolly on me here, and we are coming into the Easter period, folks. This next month or so, all the bars and pubs all over here have all started releasing their Easter entertainment for that weekend. So I'll be sharing some of the stuff I'm going to be involved in throughout the show tonight as well. So folks, we're going to start off with the Foggy Dew from Derek Warfield and the Wolf Tones, folks, from way back then. This is one of the very, very first albums. So here we go. This is the Wolf Tones with the Foggy Dew, folks, on Livestream Mondays on the Rebel podcast. Here we go.
As down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. There are lines of marching men in squadrons pass me by. No pipes did hum, no battle drum did sound its loud tattoo, but the Angelus bell or the leafy swell rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town they flung up the flag of war. 'Twas better to die neath an Irish sky than at Fluna or Sudelbor. And from the plains of Royal Meath strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with the great big guns sailed in through the foggy dew. All the bravest fell and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear, for those who died at Eastertide in the springtime of the year. While the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men but few, who bore their fight that the freedom's light might shine through the foggy dew. 'Twas England bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free, but their lonely graves are by Subla's waves on the fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side or fought with Calbrew, their names we would keep where the Fenians sleep, neath the shroud of the foggy dew. this Albion reel. May the laden rain 7 tongues of flame that shine o'er the lines of steel. By each shining blade a prayer was said, that to Ireland the songs be true. When the morning broke, still the war flag shook out its folds in the foggy dew. Back through the glen I rode again, my heart with grief was sore, for I parted with those gallant men whom I'll never see no more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, I kneel and pray for you. For slavery fled, oh glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew.
That is the Wolf Tones are folks for you with the Foggy Dew. We're playing that this evening as we're approaching the Easter time. The Easter Lolly launch will be happening very, very soon as well. So, well, folks, so there you go. Send your requests. Get them in the comment section on YouTube or on Facebook. We'll just jump back onto the camera here. So we will. There we go. We'll see. Just want to see my ugly beard here. Trying to avoid it as much as possible on screen tonight. Right, folks, so anything you want to discuss tonight? Anything, we weren't here last week, obviously with some parties. Very, very busy myself throughout the weekend. Hope you all had a good time and enjoyed yourselves over St. Patrick's. Lots of great events happening all over the country, up and down Ireland and Scotland as well. Gigs just here, there and everywhere. So it was great to see all the bars right and busy. So it was, I had a few on myself, and obviously last Sunday we had the big game, Celtic against Rangers at Celtic Park, and we all know how the result went there. But on a later note, I was down in Shamey Dara's doing a wee gig, basically before and after the match. And as you can see here, I put this here, we flare up for next week's show. This guy here, folks, I'm going to be joined by Bryn Thomas, who is making the Celtic documentary. That he was doing some filming in Shamey Dara's bar last week. He's been filming all over the place. He's been interviewing people up and down the country. So he's going to be coming on the show next Monday to talk about this here documentary, explain to us all what it's about, who's involved in it, basically when it's going to be released and stuff, what channel it's going to be released on. So absolutely pumped that Bryn has asked me to be involved in the documentary with him. So Kieran, I can see you there, so that's grand. So just log off and back in about 10 to 8, okay? Good man. Yeah, folks, so it'll be next Monday, the 31st, our live guest, Bryn Thomas, who will be live in the show with me, just explaining the ins and outs of the whole Celtic documentary that he's filming for. So again, cheers, mate, for having me involved with you. Looking forward to this year eventually coming out. Right, see who else we'll have on, if anybody else is listening tonight. So Jordan Whiteford is looking for Death Before Revenge, right? Okay. Liam O'Brien watching on YouTube. What's up, Big Ro? What's cracking? How you doing? Cheers for tuning in tonight. There's our good friend Christoph Aggie Oryx. Good evening, boys and girls. Hail, hail. Good evening at the Rebel podcast with Big Ro. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated for tuning in tonight. Rambo JP73. Evening troops for the Figgy boys. Good man, Rambo, for tuning in tonight, as always, on YouTube. Right, so what are we going to do next? Yeah, a few things to discuss tonight, and we'll all be bringing up on screen. One thing I want to discuss is this here. If any of you are on maybe TikTok or other social media channels, you may have seen this here, man here, right? Obviously his name is Garen Noon, and a lot of people in the south would see him as like he's a national treasure of ours. So basically, the reason he's made the headlines over the last few days is obviously he's a massive star in his own right on TikTok. So he is very, very funny man, I have to say. I do follow him myself, but he had to come out and he hasn't deleted, but he's deactivated all of his social media channels on like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, basically because he was sort of hounded in one of his videos that he put up last week, people were asking what's his whole take on the immigration that's happening in Ireland at the minute, in the south particularly, and about the whole thing about Conor McGregor going to the White House and what he said. And for me, I think Alexa Garn Noon, without being disrespectful to the guy, needs to stay in his lane, right? He is known to be a comedian, a musician, busy funny man, doing skits and stuff on TikTok, and he should have come out and said, listen folks, I'm not going to have an opinion on this here, I'm not qualified to have an opinion on it, but he did, and he came out and basically, at the end of the day, he basically came out and more or less in support, now lightly, but still in support of what Conor McGregor was saying. The massive following he has, he could end up driving a lot of people to the right and in support of McGregor, of what he's been saying, do you know what I mean? So I don't really think it was right for him to throw the hand grenade in that he did, right? In the social media, make the video that he did, make the statement that he made, and then just bugger off and not come out and deal with the consequences. You can't have a following the size that he has, make that statement, and then just not be there to back it up, you know what I mean? But I think he was sort of wrong in what he said. I think he should have just stayed out of this whole... lots of other people who have come out and said, listen, look, folks, I'm not going to make a statement either way on it. I do my own thing, whatever. I'm known for doing my own thing, and that's what I'm going to do. So, Garan, I think you've made a rod for your own back here, mate, unfortunately, so I do. And you've only yourself to blame for all this sort of hate and sort of bad grief that you're getting on Twitter, I have to say. Alan Chucky McPherson there is looking for Provost Lullaby by Wolfhound. See, Jim McCaff says, I sent you was that you then, Jim? Is it right? Okay, I didn't know that was you on TikTok. I sent you a video today on TikTok. Real good week saying, yes, mate, I have him on my I've been in touch with him, and hopefully we'll be getting him a few gigs in the near future. But I do have that boy on my contacts, so I do. I've been talking to him, I've shared a few of his videos and stuff. So, well, Jim, at least I know what there's you now, so it is. So that's grand, good job. Right, so next tune we're going to do here tonight for you, we're going to do a bit of the Irish Brigade. There's Hugh McCann on. What's the crack, Hugo? Good to see you on, mate. Tonight watching on Facebook. Kay Whelan's on, watching on Facebook. Happy days. So we're going to play a bit of the Irish Brigade for you up next tonight. We're going to do a wee tune called Pardon Me for Smiling. And this is from their Live at Grace's album. So it is. Now, it feels like it was recorded years ago now. It wasn't that long ago, actually, but it was, I think it was just maybe after COVID, or maybe before COVID, was it, that this here was recorded. So yeah, this is Pardon Me for Smiling, and that's actually what the song is called. Pardon Me for Smiling, and not actually Going Home at Last. That has been sort of quoted as being the song by someone that you probably know a wee bit better, I have to say. But yeah, the song's called Pardon Me for Smiling, and Anya is singing this and does an absolutely fantastic version of this song. So here we go. This is the Irish Beer, folks, with Pardon Me for Smiling on Livestream Mondays on the Rebel podcast. Here we go.
I know the wee song this time. A song wrote about the decommissioning of all the big checkpoints along the border. It's pull down the watchtowers, you're going home at last. Say farewell to Balahi, Carrickmore and West Belfast, with your kit bag on your shoulder and a tear all in your eye. But pardon me for smiling while I'm waving you goodbye. us after 30 years of war. In spite of all your choppers, foot patrols and armoured cars, did you think we would surrender or get on our knees and beg? Now go crawling home to England with your tail between your legs. Hey! It's cold down the watchtower, you're going home at last. Farewell, table and me, having come from West Belfast. Your kit bag on your shoulder and a zero in your eye. But pardon me for smiling at the way we one more time, I come along. And it's cold down the watchtower, you're going home at last. Farewell, table and me, having come from West Belfast. Your kit bag on your shoulder and a zero in your eye. But pardon me for smiling at the way when you goodbye. Yes, pardon me for smiling at the way when you goodbye. Pardon me for smiling.
There we go indeed. Pardon me for smiling indeed from the Irish Brigade there, live in Graces in Glasgow. Reported there a good few years ago, so it was. So yeah, that was our Anya singing as well. So great version of that wee tune. And you'll hear the mandolin and that throughout that whole album, and you don't know it was actually Kieran Davenport was playing the mandolin live with the Irish Brigade that night. So it was. So yep, that's who's the mandolin in the background. So it's just been told tonight now that it's looking like the Antrim against Armagh match is definitely going to be played at Corrigan Park now. I think the Ulster Council have had a U-turn, which is great to hear. They were busy trying to just some bullshit excuse about basically it was all about health and safety and all. We all really know it was about money and nothing else. They wanted to play it at Downs Stadium in Newry. But obviously the Antrim players, management, county board took a stand and said, listen, look, if it's not playing the match at Corrigan, they were first out of the hat for the game. They were going to show up. They were going to forfeit the match. So it's looking like the Ulster Council have made a U-turn, and the match is looking like now it's going to be at Corrigan Park on the 12th of April against Armagh, which is fantastic to see. So it is. Rambo is looking. He says, "Can you please play the ballad of Sleeve the Man?" Not heard of the Ages. Yeah, I could do it there. Yeah, we'll do an Ori Wolf Homes one there. There's Terry, who's over in Lanzarote at the minute. Terry, I forgot to reply to your message with the picture of Stefan the other night. Cheers for that there. Good to see he's doing well and you caught up with him. Hope you're enjoying your holiday, Mrs. You're always on holiday. But here, fair play to you, Mrs. Indeed. Dan O'Kelly here, watching tonight on YouTube. Good man yourself. Evening all, better late than never. Not too late, you're only about 20 minutes late, so you are, mate. So good man for tuning in this evening. So folks, don't forget, if you're watching the show on Facebook, please hit the share button. It'd be much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube tonight, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and also hit the wee bell icon, the wee ding, when you go onto the page on YouTube, and it will basically let you know as soon as we're going live and for future uploads. So it will. Right, so up next we're going to play Death Before Revenge. Let's see who it was asked this here one. So Jordan Whiteford. So we're going to play the Shebeen version. Now, I'm not sure if this is the live version or the recorded version, but we'll soon see in a wee minute. So it's Shebeen, folks, with Death Before Revenge. And as I mentioned earlier on there, I'm going to be doing a gig with Shebeen on Easter Sunday. Really looking forward to this one. So it is there. So it's the big Easter Rebel Fest 25 taking place in the Devonish complex, folks. Doors open 3 p.m. So it's going to be myself, Ansparad, Gary Oak and Shebeen, and I'm pumped to be doing this. I'm going to be playing in the Roddies that night as well, alongside Clover, from about half seven. So I'll be playing a few tunes before the bands come on stage, and the Devonish then introducing the first couple of bands on. Then I'll be shooting straight up the road up to the Roddies. And I'm also be doing the following night, Easter Monday at the Roddies with the Hot Whiskies. So looking forward to them two gigs as always. My usual hunt on a Easter Sunday and Monday. So yeah, out there, folks, tickets are available from Ticketmaster for that one. This could be a massive gig. A few gigs happening over Easter Sunday and Easter Monday, Tuesday, but for me, this is definitely the biggest one that's happening over the Easter period. So it's the Easter Rebel Fest, folks. Sunday the 20th of April at the Devonish Complex. DJ Rowe, Ansparad, Gary Ogan, Shebeen. And the tickets are available on Ticketmaster, folks, priced at 15 quid. So get your tickets for that now if you're going to be around here on Easter Sunday. It's going to be a great gig indeed. Right, so this next one with Jordan Whiteford, we're going to play a bit of Shebeen, and this is Death Before Revenge. So I'm not sure if this is the live version or the studio version, but we'll soon see.
Oh, how it Hughes McCreation sounds, Doherty and Lynch, McDonald, Harrison, McElwee, Devine. Call me what you will, to tell me what they're saying. But tomorrow brings a new wind, and the rain has gone away. For within these walls I see the sun as it shines on the hill, down into the valleys and amongst the daffodils. And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Well, here we starve in prison to support our fellow man, with only a wood, a blanket hand, a crucifix in their hand, and in turn screws their ass and give them hell, but a spirit they cannot break. Hold your chins up, lads, keep marching on. We don't think she'll leave it too late. And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Oh, Bobby was the first to go, with Francis close behind. How the people streamed onto the streets, to have faith was not a crime. Oh, and faith is what those men had when they chose to join our fight. Their actions were political, can the bastards see we right? And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. The days roll by into more time, O'Hara and McCreesh. But Thatcher chose to fight her left, and the toil was not to cease. And the barricades went up by day, and the bullets they hummed by night. How much longer will they take this path? There's still no end in sight. And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. It's a dreadful thing that those men join our ranks of martyrs brave, that it's sent too many covered nails hidden coldly to the grave. Oh, and if they only realize and Thatcher, Martin determined reason just to break out of this hell. And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before rebel. Oh, Hyracuse, the Grecian sands, Doherty and Lynch, MacDonald, Person, Mackay, we divine.
Yeah, it's the tones of Alan Quinn there and Shebeen, folks, with Death for Revenge. That one was specially for Jordan Whiteford, so it was. So, folks, you know the crack. Get your requests in. There's loads of requests coming through on the show tonight. We're going to be joined in another 25 minutes by Kieran Darling of Errigal, folks. He's sitting, standing by, ready to go. And we're going to be busy discussing his whole, from start to finish, from how he got into the music, how he's doing now, Mr. Worldwide, a bit like Pitbull, playing all over the place. And we're going to be playing an exclusive first play of a track from his debut album. It's entitled From Every Street in Glasgow. So that is not released yet, folks. So we're going to be the first people to hear anything from that album. So looking forward to having that on as well. We'll be playing it there midway through Kieran's interview. And I think we're going to do that there going forward, folks. Obviously, when we started off strong with the guests, with the people singing. Obviously, Toby was the first one. And after we had to say, it was, he had a great setup. So it was a phenomenal version of the song. Ari Citizen Army, he had brilliant sound system in that makes everything. But then obviously the weeks went on, we had Shay on, and obviously Shay's thing just didn't do him justice. So it just the guitar wasn't coming through at all. It wasn't great. Obviously just coming through in the live stream because he was just busy. His phone was just picking up. And then after we had Ryan McDermott the following week, and the same thing. The sound was slightly better, but again, it just wasn't picking up properly. So I think we're going to going forward now, and we'll get the guests on. We're just going to play a recorded song from them. So we are. So we'll do that there. Just to give them a bit more credit, I mean, rather than them playing a song and it might sound like okay in my headphones coming through, but obviously what you're hearing is completely different from what I'm hearing, and it's not really right to do the guys justice who the guests are. I mean, if their sound isn't great, I can't expect obviously all the singers and guests on to have perfect studio equipment coming on live stream. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what we'll do going forward. Right, next tune we're going to play here for this was for Maura McNally. Maura actually asked me to play this during the week, and I said I'll get it. I'll find it. And I think I maybe played this on the show last year for Maura as well. So I might have. So this is a song called Easter Lily from a guy called John Breen. So if you like this song, it is available. Just search for it, John Breen Easter Lily on YouTube. So this is for our good friend Maura McNally. This one. Folks, as we are coming into the Easter period and the build up to Easter, we'll be playing a lot of Easter related songs. So say, folks, if you have any requests, any tunes you want, or is there anything you want to discuss at all, is there any questions you want to ask Kieran, get them in the comment section now, folks, on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll definitely get them on. So this is Easter Lily, folks, from John Breen on Livestream Mondays here on the Rebel podcast.
There's a different kind of music in my heart, a different kind of love song to impart, for a special kind of heroine like you rarely see. I call her Easter Lily, she's Lily Connolly. She knew heartache, deprivation, never fame. Through poverty to her no stranger came. 6 children left to rear, a 7th died so tragically. Tears I shed at Easter for Lily Connolly. Easter lily, I see you in my mind. Easter lily, whom destiny assigned. The one true love of our James Connolly, who died to set our class and country free. Easter Monday 1916, Sackville Street. Flag of blue with 7 stars replete. Starry plough to elevate a class of folk like me. Brightest star upon that flag was Lily Connolly. Easter lily, I see you in my mind. Easter lily, whom destiny assigned. One true love of our James Connolly, who died to set our class and country free. Her brave spirit, like her fate, it never failed. And her cheerful disposition, it prevailed. Through all her tribulations, showing steadfast constancy. Where an Easter lily, think of Lily Connolly. Easter lily, I see you in my mind. Easter lily, whom destiny assigned. The one true love of our James Connolly, who died to set our class and country free. Easter lily, I see you in my mind. Easter lily, whom destiny assigned. One true love of our James Connolly, who died to set our class and country free. Who died to set our class and country free.
So what there, folks, is Easter Lily by a guy called John Breen. That was especially for our friend Maura McNally, who asked me for it during the week. So hopefully you're watching the show tonight, Maura. I haven't seen you jump on, but at least you can get a wee listen to it during the week or whatever. Once the show is finished tonight, it'll be live, or the whole 2-hour show will be uploaded onto YouTube as always. That's always the one to share. Right, back to a few more comments. Rambo JP73, yeah, great wee tune. Jim McCaff was looking for a bit of the legend from Cruncher, bit of the legend from a legend. Yes, we'll get that on, definitely, mate, not a problem. Oliver Pollock looking for Raglan Road if possible. Not really our sort of kind of music on this show. We'll see, mate. Jane Mullen, can I get the Maida song? There's nowhere this is recorded anywhere. Nobody's recorded it on an album. I don't think it's actually on Shay's. We're going to play actually a song from Shay Doolan's brand new album as well. What we interviewed him about. It was released last Friday. So yeah, we'll play one of the songs from Shay's new album. I'm not sure that there Maida songs on it. So I don't think anybody has actually recorded Maida song. From what I know, like Maura Burns, yeah, nice week's song it is indeed. Let's see who else is talking here. I think that's it. We're all caught up, so we are. Kieran Reynolds, alright mate, really enjoying the show. Not a problem, mate, good man yourself. Yeah, I think you're right there, Alan, that there Shebeen one was off the PDF album. one of their very first, if not their first, recorded studio album. So it was from Shabeen, Alan Quinn, the lads. So really looking forward to catching up with them on Easter Sunday in the Dadnish for the big Rebel Fest, Easter Rebel Fest 25, with myself, Shabeen, Gary Oak, and the lads from Anspirad as well. So hopefully see a few over here over the Easter weekend, folks. Then on Easter Wednesday, cannot wait. We are out of here. Whew, hitting the sky. Now that didn't look right there, so it didn't. Apologies if you think I'm being. I'll stop doing this here actually. So well, because if everybody's seen that there without the sound on and see me doing this here, I mean, they'll be going, "What the hell is he doing there?" But yeah, I just mean we're hitting the we're going to be taking off on the plane, all of us, and heading to Alcudia. I can't wait for a week with all the family. Much needed holiday, I have to say. So Easter Wednesday. Well, is Easter Wednesday even the day? I don't think it is. So day after Easter, Tuesday anyway. But we'll be doing all the Easter gigs. We'll be here for all the Easter gigs and then heading off. So can I wait, as they say. So folks, there you go. Any more requests you just want, get them in the comment section. We'll get them on. There's a few more still to get through here. Now, Jim, that's what I was afraid of. So it was neo-Nazi. Right, next tune we're going to do, we're going to play a bit of our good friend Krista Coyle. So she was looking for, so who was looking for Georgian pop? I'll just jump back and see who it was looking for Georgian pop tonight. That was for Kiva Corrigan. We'll play it from a good Derry one. So this is from Krista's album, From the Streets of Free Derry. Here we go. And this is the bottle of Georgian pop, spicy for Kiva. Here we go.
On the slopes of the Cregan, one morning in May, four lads left their base with hearts young and gay, and their cause was for freedom. It's the cause of the night, and that foreign oppressor we went to defy. And while patrolling our streets, and they met with the foe, and with guns at the ready, our lads had to go. And so we'll raise up our hands, and we'll curse the British land, who torment the very hearts of men, and who dared to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our Georgian pop, and they'll not stop me and you. For the police, it went silent as the shooting died down. Two young lads, they lay dead on the streets of our town. And that's another 2 lives lost for the ongoing fight. And in Derry were mourned in that fateful night. And so we'll raise up our hands, and we'll curse that British land, who torment the very hearts of men, and who dared to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our Georgian pop, and they'll not stop me and you. And now Georgie and Pop, and they lie cold as stone. They died fighting for Derry, their own native home. And so always remember, and don't ever forget, they died fighting tell me what to do. They couldn't stop our George and Pop, and they'll not stop me. They couldn't stop our George and Pop, and they'll not stop me and you.
There we go. That is the sound of Krista Coyle there from her fantastic album there, From the Streets of Free Derry, with the ballad George and Pop. And of course, remembering Peggy McCourt there when we hear that song, from Derry as well, who was involved in that operation, along with one other who is yet to remain nameless, as they are currently still with us. So they are. So I'm sure that they'll all come out whenever they the time is right. So it will. So that was especially for Kiva Corrigan, that one. So it was George. What's the crack, mate? How's you? Good to see you on tonight, Mucker. Cheers for tuning in. He's looking for Sam Hall. Yes, I have a version out there from Kathleen Loggy. I'll maybe get it on. Howard Waite. Great song. Cheers, mate. Jesus, there's the spanner on. He's not doing any spannering tonight anyway. Sorry, folks, out for a cure after a rough night last night. Jesus Christ, Marty, like, I'll watch back later tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever. Yes, you get your priorities, mate, Marty. You go up to the Sloan Jar and get yourself a wee pint of Rockshore. We'll all suffer on this evening without you, mate. Hopefully, your good lady wife is doing the spanner duties tonight, so she is. Right, so we're going to play one more song here, then we'll get Kieran live on the show. So it was Alan Chuck McPherson was looking for the Provy Lullaby from Wolfhound. And this is from their album, The Best of the Wolfhound. So, yes, George, how you keep, mate? Keeping well myself. Cheers for tuning in. It's good to see you on, mate. So, just remind me there once we finish the interview to play at Sam Hall. I'll try and get it on once we're finished Kieran's interview here at 8 o'clock. So, you're still singing away. Right, so this is the very bit from The Best of the Wolfhound. This is the Provy Lullaby, especially for Alan Chucky McPherson. Here we go. Whoa!
Go to sleep, my weary provo. Let the time go drifting by. I can't you hear the bullets humming? That's a Provo's lullaby. I know your clothes are torn and ragged, your herb is turning grey. One day you'll die and go to heaven. Yeah, you'll find peace again someday. So go to sleep, my weary Provo. Let the time go drifting by. I can't you hear the bullets humming? That's a Provo's lullaby. I know the peelers, they give you trouble. They cause trouble everywhere. One day you'll die and go to heaven, and there'll be no black watching the tango drifting by. I can you hear the bazookas humming? That's a Provo's lullaby. I know the peelers, they give you trouble. Till they cause trouble everywhere. But one day you'll die and go to heaven. And there'll be no policeman there. So go to sleep, my weary Provo.
Yeah, the sound there of Provo's Lullaby, folks, or Provy Lullaby as it's called by the Wolfhound from their album there, folks, the very best of the Wolfhound. And that was spicy for tonight for Alan Chucky McPherson there who requested it. So folks, you're very welcome, of course, tonight. This is Livestream Mondays on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Ro, right through till 9 o'clock this evening. So as you can see, we're joined now live on the screen by Big Kieran of Errigal. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
How's the nerves? Are you doing alright?
I
see you puffing out a vapour.
I know, mate. I'm going to be honest. I'm a bit nervous, mate. I've not got my guitar to hide behind, so I'm a bit nervous, mate. But I'll be alright.
We'll be grand. So listen, mate, again, thanks very much. It's great to finally have you on the show tonight. So it is. Looking forward to this one. So, as always, right on cue, here's my dad there. If you mind yourself and my tea. It's usually halfway through the interview he brings us up, so that's the start tonight, so it is. Right, so we always start off the interviews with obviously getting the know sort of the guest a bit more. So obviously you're born and raised in Glasgow, sure, but you're obviously your family of deep Irish roots. So tell us a wee bit about obviously where you grew up and what sort of Irish connection that you have, mate.
Yeah, mate. So Glasgow boy all my days, born and bred. South side of Glasgow, for a wee neighbourhood called Cardonald, which is in the south side of Glasgow. Not that far from Ibrox Stadium, mate, so right behind enemy lines. But a lot of Irish connections in my family. So my gran and granda, Donegal, my gran was from Dunlow, my granda was from Glenfarr. So deep Irish roots in my family going back, so sort of like third generation Irish myself is.
Yeah. So would you have been sort of like brought up as such with sort of like any maybe like Republican or nationalist sort of beliefs? I mean, growing up in Glasgow from your sort of parents, or I mean, was it sort of not like talked about at all? I mean, or what?
No, it was talked about. There was nothing forced upon you or anything like that. It was always the beliefs there, but it was sort of made to make like my own decision and like my own choices and stuff. Like nothing was ever forced. Sort of made my own decision in my later years, you know what I mean? But nothing. There was always something there, but nothing really forced upon that.
So obviously you've sort of made your living now of playing like Irish rebel music, chef. So where did that sort of ideology sort of come from? I mean, growing up, would you have had any sort of like even like the Wolf Tones or sort of any other Irish bands, maybe even the Wolfhound or Irish Brigade sort of playing in your house at all? I mean, where did you sort of get this from? Like, I mean, that you wanted to be a rebel singer?
So obviously my gran and granddad coming over, there was always like that Irish theme in the family. There was always Irishness there, and there was always music on, like especially like big parties or like at birthdays or communions or something like that. There was always Irish music on, but not even at that. Every day around the house, Wolf Tones were on. There's a lot of folk, a lot of Daniel O'Donnell, which is obviously a Glasgow Irish love, but there was always Irish music everywhere, and kind of kept the essence Irish just about the household and stuff like that always. Yeah.
So you had mentioned to me during the week that you played in the flute bands you had. So I think for me it's great. I always like getting sort of like-minded people on that have sort of played in the bands. Actually, 25 years of my life I played in flute bands in Belfast, so it sort of took up a good chunk of my life. So it has marched something down roads, playing over in Scotland, England, and America as well and stuff. So obviously, like, tell us about the what band you played and stuff, and like the whole camaraderie and stuff. I mean, I think that probably like played a lot of a part in maybe doing what you're doing now. Obviously, I mean,
Yep.
you would have went to functions and stuff, sort of fundraiser for the bands, and went to see different bands in Ireland and all that stuff. I mean, so would that sort of played a part? I mean, in what you're doing now and playing the flute bands?
Definitely, mate. Well, obviously growing up, you can obviously, especially in Glasgow, you can only like educate yourself so much, and like, I made the decision to join the band, and I was late, so I was maybe 21 or 22 to join the band, and it's a James Conley flute band for Govan, so that's like my closest one for Cardonald. So I made the decision to join there, but as you know, people are joining bands when they're like bairns, like young boys and girls, so I was late to joining, and as you said, it opens the door to so much more, like obviously travelling to Ireland, educating yourself, and especially in music as well. That was like my first introduction to music. So I played the flute, you played the drum as well, didn't you? So I played the flute, so that was my kind of introduction to like music overall. But it was some of the best days of my life, some of the best times, like going over to Ireland and down south and all over Scotland and stuff, and meeting people. And that's probably the thing I take back most of the days in the bands, is like the people you meet and the families you meet and the stories you hear and stuff like that.
That's it. I try and sort of tell people that maybe never played in a flute band before, like a whatever kind of band. It's just and people go, how do you play? How do you takes up so much your life to go on the band practice and all whatever and stuff? But it's just something about it. It's like you do things with a lot of people when you're in flute bands and have the crack and all. You wouldn't have your normal friends. It's just like a real different camaraderie. So it is that you wouldn't normally have in like your normal social scene, like, wouldn't it be?
It was like every weekend. Like I've obviously had my mates that were in the flute band that it's the same interest and beliefs as me, but like you're going to pubs and stuff like that with boys in the band and stuff. It was just different. It was like you're on it together and stuff like that. And it was great, mate. I wouldn't take it back into the world. It sort of put me in the platform I am now. And like as you said, like going to functions and things like that. I think I was in the band a year, and I was made. I can remember I was social convener in the band, and that sort of helped me where I am now, with like booking bands and stuff like that to play at functions and having contacts like the island and stuff like that, and people they know people, and that can get you gigs and stuff like that over there, and it's really helped me. So it was great times, mate. I took a step back now, obviously, but I never leave you. I don't think it never leaves you.
Sean McCaffrey's just jumping in the comments. He says, "Is this the new T-shirt you're modelling tonight? Is this going on sale or whatever, or is this just for the show?"
I got it. Me and my mate Stephen that plays the violin with me, we were in Derry for a bloody Sunday weekend there at the start of the year, so we got a couple of t-shirts made, but I think they're alright. I think they go down well, mate. I'll need to get you one.
Cool. So obviously, like so many other people that have been involved with rebel bands over the years, their like first sort of introduction in this sort of rebel music would have been sort of playing like in a flute band. I mean, I think like Alan Quinn's a perfect example. I've known, that's where I first met Alan. I mean, when he was playing with Billy Reid band all them years ago, I mean, whatever. I'm kept in touch ever since, whatever. I mean, so see like sort of playing ways like with the guitar. When would you have sort of first, because I know you're pretty late to this here as well, when would you have first picked up the guitar? I know you'd sort of say as well, you're pretty self-taught. And I mean, at the start, would it have been straight away like sort of Irish and rebel music, or like a lot of ours would have been like you're picking up the Oasis songbook and just sort of learning the chords, or what?
It probably was straight from the start. Well, I think I played one song when I was maybe 14. I think my mate taught me Wonderwall when I was 14, and that was it. And if I look back now, it was probably a terrible version of that, but that was that. I don't think I only picked up the guitar maybe like at my friend's house, but that was it, to play Wonderwall and put it back down. And it was COVID, mate. That was my first. I bought a guitar just through boredom, just followed, just during the day, and I was like, what can I do? So I went on Amazon, I bought a guitar, I think it was 40 quid. And I just got it, went on to YouTube, it was one of the like 10-day courses. And it was just like, sort of taught yourself. So at that time it really helped me. Obviously most people remember. There's loads of live Facebook streams going about with the bands. It was like Stefan was doing loads, Class 7, I think they were at it every night. I think they were just getting drunk every night and like going on Facebook Live, and Podgy and stuff like that used to do it. So I used to sit in my room and watch their live feed and try and play the chords that I've learned for YouTube, and pick up wee tips and tricks and play along to the songs and learn things that they were doing in the guitar. So that's really where it first started with the guitar with me.
So you never had a lesson, Marilyn, at all?
Never had. Well, I had a lesson maybe 2 or 3 years into playing the guitar, aye. But
Right, okay.
at the start, or since I started gigging, no.
Fair play, man. How he is. So this is the part of the show where we say the first couple of weeks we've got the singer to do a live song. What we're going to do tonight, obviously, we'll speak about your new album later on in the interview. Yep. But what you've given us, obviously, what's great, an exclusive first track. It's just been literally finished and mastered, so it has. So we're going to play it there nice. So this is from your debut album, Ciaran of Errigal. So from every street in Glasgow. So we're going to play this here now. Right? We'll play the song for you on screen, folks, and then we'll get Kieran back on and we'll talk about the album. So this is Ciaran of Errigal, folks, with the Highland Paddy from his debut album entitled From Every Street in Glasgow.
What we've been fair as the sun was shining to Kilkenny, hide and ride, hide and meet with Captain Brady. That's all the commander by his side. And you're well, come Highland Paddy. By my side so surely stand, hear the people shout for freedom. We'll rise to the money with a feeding band, rise to the money with a feeding band. In the morning, our heroes early, just before the break of dawn, blackbirds singing in the bushes, greeting the stew that swine and morn. Gather round, me men of violin, gather fingers, gather round, hands in hand with sword and musket, spill the spawn upon the ground. And you're well, come Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand, hear the people shout for freedom. We'll raise the money with a feeding band, raise the money with a feeding band. There's a clan beside the river, just outside Kilkenny town. There we met her noble captain, bend his head upon the ground. And you're well, come Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand, hear the people shout for freedom. We'll rise in the money with a feeding band, rise in the money with a feeding band. There's a clown beside the river, may let's say Kilkenny town. There we met her noble captain, birds were singing with a sweet tide. And all my life I will remember, I'll remember night and day, once we rose into Kilkenny, and I heard the noble captain say, and you're well, come Highland Paddy. By my side you surely stand, hear the people shout for freedom. We'll raise the money with a feeding band, raise the money with a feeding band.
There we go, folks. There was Ciaran of Errigal with his debut track there from his debut album, Highland Paddy. So, folks, welcome back. We're joined here by Ciaran from Errigal live on the show. So, obviously, Ciaran, before we go back into talk about the album, we're going to go back maybe another few years. So, when would have been like your first gig? And sort of was it solo or would it have been like as Errigal? And obviously, you know, you played with Kieran Caw on the whistle with the first Errigal sort of before you went solo. Obviously, he's now playing with Connie's Men. So when how long ago would have been your first gig? And how was it? Because I know a lot of guys just basically say it was an absolute nightmare, it was shite, it was pathetic, and if I could look back at it now, I'd do so much so differently, whatever and stuff. So how was your first gig and when and where was it?
So we came out of COVID, and I think I put an Instagram video on it. It was me and Kieran playing a whistle. We came and played the whistle, obviously. And my local pub in Kildon was the Mulroy Bay. So I was in there one night after COVID, one of the first weeks, and we were all talking and everybody was back together, and we said, why is it big Kieran going to do a gig? So came out of nowhere and that was it. The date was set and it was started. So I think it was only a week between that conversation to the gig. And the pub just opened at the time and it didn't have a PA or anything like that. So again, I went on to Amazon, not knowing a clue about anything, and bought the cheapest sort of PA thing I could. I think it was £100. You know yourself about sound.
Jesus.
And we plugged in and the place was mobbed because it's my local, so my friends are there, all the regulars. And unless you were sitting for like, me to 2 feet away, you couldn't hear me. So I was finishing tunes and they was clapping me because you couldn't hear it. And it was an absolute nightmare, mate. Looking back, it was terrible. But I said after that, I said, right, I had a go at it. It didn't work. And I was honestly done at that time. And just after one gig. And all really kicked off about maybe a month after that. So they said, I chucked that. I said I wasn't doing any more. And Alan Quinn put on Facebook one night and he said the Squirrel are desperately need for a singer on Saturday. And I think he tied everybody real desperate and nobody could do it. So my pals are tagging me on Facebook under the comments saying go and do it and stuff. And I was like, no, to start with. But a day went by and I said, no, Matt, I'm not doing it on Saturday. So we didn't do it. So I messaged Alan and he was great. So that was the first time I had contact with Alan and my pals now, obviously, and stuff. But he said he'll be there. He was playing before me. So the Squirrel gig was the one that sort of upped really because they had a decent sound system and Alan was there and he helped me. So my second gig playing, I had Alan Quinn sitting in front of me and Big Pat Bonner, so it was like the X Factor Rebel music in front of you. So
no pressure then, like.
No pressure, mate. But it helped me because after every song, Alan came up and he was like, do this and do that, and it's helped me for the start, Alan. And I wouldn't be doing what I do now if it wasn't for him 100%. So since the Squirrel, after that Squirrel gig, once you play in a place like the Squirrel, after that it's an established place. Gigs just kept coming after that, and I started doing them. I felt a bit more confident, and it just kicked on for there and grew arms and legs, mate, and never looked back since then.
Yeah. So what bands or singers like sort of on the scene? Would you sort of, when you first started, when you say you're going to do this rebel stuff, what ones would you sort of took influences from? Sort of said like, something I was looking through your pictures, probably like I was creating your Facebook page, but I remember you got like I'm going to put this here picture up here. I'm find it. You got the Sear tattooed on you. It's actually like from the Errigal. That's what they're from their Live the Brazen Head album. So I sort of thought like obviously maybe Gary would have been or Errigal that album. But I suppose so many people say that their album was just like it was such an inspiration. Femin's taken off to me, whatever. Because for me, obviously, I shared there's that album's getting released on vinyl at the minute, and I put up a post yesterday saying that like it literally changed the face of rebel music forever. And people will say, that's a bit thing, but I'll stand by it there. Just the way the whole style they played just opened the doors up for so many basically rebel bands and singers to come out and say, listen, look, rebel band music doesn't have to be just this boring, basically bass guitar, mandolin guitar, and just doing like the slow sort of. It can be more fast paced and and more lively with what they done.
Yeah, definitely. Out of them all, obviously the Wolf Tones, but obviously being a Glasgow boy, you have a massive connection with the Glasgow bands. So like Shubin, Gary Ogg, Glasnevin, even at the time were just starting when I was sort of first sort of playing and going with the flute bands and stuff, so they were a major three. But Gary, and especially that album, mate, I can't describe what it was. It probably was like this in Belfast as well. The album was everywhere. It was scary how big it is, how big it still is. Like every car you were getting into, I'm looking on it, it was in the CD player. And as I said, you're right, I think they were maybe the first to put drums and stuff like rebel music and really make it upbeat. And Gary was probably the biggest influence for myself, just being for Glasgow and what he's done and what he's still doing, mate, and especially that album. And that's when I get the tattooed my leg, mate. So
yeah, definitely, it's a classic for us. So sort of fast forward to now, mate, and I think, and it obviously it's a relatively short period of time that you have been on the road. Which it sort of is, but I think you've done like so much cracking gigs and brilliant venues all over like the place, from not just in Glasgow but basically over in Europe and playing in Ireland as well. I think it's definitely testament to yourself, Kieran, of that you're getting all these gigs, because I think I've come out and said before there's a lot of people on this scene that maybe are getting like these guys and maybe don't deserve them. I mean, but they've given opportunities. But I think for you, seeing the established R&I, you definitely have deserved to get all the sort of the gigs you've got now. Is there maybe any sort of ones that you've done or you've yet to do that are maybe like a sort of like bucket list gigs, or is there any you have done so far that you've just been like you thought you would never ever get to do? Let's go. I'm going to put another picture up here of one that maybe for me has probably stood out for you. This picture here in the Barlands. I can only imagine. Like I mean, at that venue, it's iconic. I mean, for any sort of anybody playing their main Rebel band, I mean, to play on it. I know there's a few guys that have. Kieran Darling said I think he's done it 4 times now, so he's played. But just tell us a wee bit about some of the places you've played in up to now, and maybe some of the sort of more well-known bars or gigs that you'll really remember doing, like.
Yeah, well, since I first started, mate, I was happy to gig in my local, mate, but since that happened, I then started maybe gigging in venues in the town, and that was great. But gigs come off my head, like I think I've maybe done the Classic Grand, like maybe 6, 7, 8 times now, even just playing there, and then supporting Gary, supporting Shabeen, just venues like that, even getting to Ireland, and I wouldn't even imagine that gigging in Ireland, mate, and that was massive. Going away with Celtic in Europe last season, I'd done all this season, but last year I was in Germany, I was in Dortmund, I was in Birmingham, just through Mo Cara's promotion events. They're all things I could never ever have thought of doing. Done Donegal Rebel Festival last year and Godall last year as well. That was brilliant. That was a standout. The Wilk Tones at the Barrowlands, I could never have thought I'd ever done it like that in my life. And
so was that there? Who was the guys in the picture with you? Or were they playing with you, or were you just doing your own?
That's my 2 mates. So my man is, when you play in there, you're there all day. So we had to be there for like 3 o'clock. So say we were on at 7 or 8. You had to be there at 3. You're sound checking and stuff like that. So you're in there for the day. So they let my mates and that come in. So they experienced it with me. And my family and that was there, which made it even better and stuff. And Kieran Davenport actually played the mandolin with me that day as well, so him helped me out and stuff like that day as well made it all the better. But stuff like that I could never have dreamt of doing, and I still can't believe I played in it.
What's it like to play in that venue? I've never been in it for any gig, so but I think it just looks like I'm sure to me it probably looks and smells like a shithole, like. I can just imagine like the BO and drink getting through all the place, and it's not like a fancy venue as such, but I mean everybody has played in it. But what's it sort of after you're getting the picture there where it's empty at 400 in your sound check? But I mean, once there's maybe in that place is rammed and you're standing on that stage, I mean there must be some nerves there, is there, like?
Oh, that day I don't usually get nervous. I was more nervous doing this, to be honest with you, but that day I was nervous, mate. But it's weird to describe, mate. It's like it's the way the place is built, the history in the place, just how old it is and run down, and like the way the crowd is, the way the sound is. It's as if you could reach your arm out for the stage and touch the first person of the crowd. It's like that kind of venue. It's amazing. It's really hard to describe, but until you're actually there and experience it, and it's like a really low roof and stuff as well, and it's a fantastic venue.
Definitely. So at the minute, Errigal is you go as a solo and like a lot of weekends as a 2-piece. So obviously like 2 very different sounds. You have yourself, you're just doing your acoustic and your stomp, but then you bring the violin. It actually brings a completely different sound to what you do. So firstly, who's the guy that plays with you? And I mean, what do you sort of prefer? Do you have is there sort of certain venues you like doing as a 1-piece, or certain venues you like it's better to do as a 2-piece, or what?
Yeah, there always is. Different sort of types of music we play as well. So if I'm doing solo, I'll do mostly rebel music and ballads and stuff like that. If I'm playing with a violin, his name's Stephen. He actually plays in the Wakes.
Okay, right.
So he's a violin player in the Wakes. So we kind of came together just out of luck, really. His dad was on our supporters bus, and he found out I was starting doing music, and his boy wanted somebody to play with, like apart from the Wakes, because the Wakes don't always get gigs every weekend because there's so many of them. So they all split up and do their own individual things most weekends. So Stephen started playing with me, and he's took me to the next level again, and he's a joy to play with, fantastic musician. And it has 2 different sounds, so like we'll go mostly down like the folky traditional route as well, also a few rebels as well, but it gives us 2 sort of options to play with, and depends what you're playing and stuff like that, what people are wanting. So it's good to have the 2 different genres, and It's a totally different sound for me just playing myself, but it's probably one of the best things that's happened to me playing.
Yeah, definitely.
Filming.
So we'll sort of talk now about your debut album, and now,
Yeah.
even as far as the other day, I was saying, can you send me some artwork? And I don't think you'd even made a decision yet on a name or any sort of even design for the album. You're like, I'll try and do something. You knock something up, and obviously you're pretty handy with the graphics. Not fair play. It looks well. So we'll stick this on the screen now. Just so that's the album cover there. So
Yeah.
So you've said it's called From Every Street in Glasgow, Errigal. So tell us a wee bit about the album. How long has this been in the planning? When were you in the studio, and who else is involved in the album? Obviously, it's not just yourself and guitar. There's a whole lot of different instruments on it. So there is.
Yeah, so the albums, I've always wanted to do a proper studio album, and I wanted to make it right, so that's why I've been delaying it so long. Crossed my path last year, once I went proper full-time gigging. I was bored during the week, mate, so I had to do something. And I'm actually in university now, so I'm studying music. So doing that in university actually allows me to do like wee added on things. So one of them is getting in recording.
Right.
That's where I've done the album. So first of all, the name, I named it For Every Street in Glasgow. The songs I've got on it, I think they do get played in every street in Glasgow. That's just sort of, in every sort of household and every sort of community, every pub. So I wanted to kind of connect and have the Glasgow connection there, but also the Donegal connection with the Island connection with Errigal. But so that's where the name came from. The tracks on it are, as I said, tracks that I played, I think, every single day in every house in Glasgow. People that are playing on it, one of them, Stephen, obviously, in the violin. There's a banjo on it as well, and it's actually a lad that I'm in university with. He's absolutely brilliant at the banjo, but he's never played sort of any rebel music and stuff like that before, so he's happy enough to do it, and he's phenomenal. There's a bass on it. I'm actually going to get the whistle on it as well. That's another thing. Since it's been sort of mixed and rough mixed as well, there's a couple of wee things I want to change with it, and I'm not going to rush it, mate, I'll be honest. I want to
How many tracks on it?
So there's going to be 8 on it.
Okay, no problem. So it's more sort of like an EP sort of stuff, and that's not like a full sort of
so it's not like a
album.
big sort of 15 track, 10 track album. But there's a lot of production in it, so there's a lot of instruments, so it's taking a bit of time.
So obviously, you've no idea when you're going to release it, but you say you want to do it right. There's no rush to get it sort of put out. So is the plan basically just put it on the streaming platforms straight away?
Yeah, 100%, mate. Aye. I think maybe June this year, hopefully, all going well. The boys that are mixing it have got a bit on now, so they're a bit busy, but all the basic recording's done. So hopefully, summer, it'll do it, mate.
Yeah, very good. So obviously you made the brave move to give up your day job, Kieran, and go to music full time. You said that you've said in the university you're in this here course. So that must have been sort of at the time like a big sort of call for you. Was it financially? Like I think sort of to say, you're going obviously people have mortgages and stuff to pay and bills, whatever. And was it just sort of like how long were you sort of gigging more or less near full time before you said, listen, look, I can't do both, can't do the job as well, whatever? And
so I was really gigging 2 years. I used to work with cars, mate, so it's a pretty decent job as well, mate, good paying and stuff like that. It was the sort of management level as well, so it was a big call for me to do it, but it was sort of, at that point, mate, it was one or the other, because like I was doing Monday to Friday. If you ever work with cars, you're working 12 hours a day sometimes, so you're in the house 4 hours a night, then you're out gigging all weekend. Like, I wasn't seeing the girlfriend, I wasn't spending time, I was having time to chill out, so it was taking over my life and it was affecting my work a bit. So I was doing alright at the time gigging wise, so I was finishing a Friday, going doing 2 gigs Friday night, selling at home this Saturday. I was doing 3 gigs this Saturday and then 1 this Sunday, then straight back to work the Monday. So I'll be honest, it was killing me, scattered all the time and stuff like that, so I had to make a call and make a decision, and I was knocking back gigs, I was knocking back weekends in Ireland, and just obviously not getting holidays and work and stuff. And I said, I'm 31 now, so at that time I was 29. I said, if I'm not getting any younger, so if I'm going to have a go at it,
you want to try and do it, mate? I'm 46 now, so I'm trying to do 3 odd gigs, probably weekend or 4 gigs, and then doing a full time job as well, and having 2 kids around the house. It isn't easy, like, so it isn't. So tell us a bit about your college course. So where are you going and stuff, and what sort of how long is it?
It's a college here which is called Riverside Music College. It's a private course, so I'm paying for it.
Right, okay.
If anybody knows me, I can't sit my ass, mate. I've got hands in my pants. I'm going something.
Yeah.
So when I first stopped my job and I done gigging, I was sitting in the house Monday to Thursday, mate. I was watching things on the telly I never knew existed, and I was just getting bored, and I said I need to do something. So I was thinking about maybe doing a wee bit of something on the side. I don't know, maybe start my wee own business or something, or whatever. And then I was see that way your phone listens to you, and you're scrolling through Facebook. You see an advert that you've just been talking about. One of them was in music college, and I just read about it. And I went down for an interview, and that's me nearly a year, mate. I'm 4 weeks away from complete my first year. So it's one of the best things I've done. It's taken me to the next level, and I've had the joys of just a wee plus points for it. I like recording an album in there, sitting with fellow musicians, and it's all different genres there. And it's
So you'd say that obviously you want to eventually do an album at home as well. I mean, so have you sort of built up a bit of a studio in the house as well now, have you?
Aye, so every week, mate, I try and invest as much as I can.
Yeah.
And like your equipment, you'll know yourself, obviously, doing what you do. Like you always try and upgrade your equipment as much as you can. But one of the things I done maybe 2 years ago was like proper studio setup, which I've got now. And obviously doing the course in university, I'm being taught how to properly do that, produce and mix and master. So I'm finished in 4 weeks, and then I'm off for 3 months in uni. So I'm going to have a lot of time in my hands. So I plan to get a second album done and do it over the summer and mix it and master it myself. I'd always love to have done that. And I know Kieran Darling done it, and he's gave me all the tips and tricks about it. So I'd love to sit down and do my own album. Just a stripped back one, just me and the guitar different for this one. This one's like full on, full band. This one will just be stripped back.
Obviously, when Kieran spoke about his, actually when he was on Michael McCormick's show there a few weeks ago, I texted him the next day. I was talking about him, and I think I'd sort of said to him, listen, look, Kieran is sort of known as being a bit of an idiot, and he comes across that way, but he's not. I mean, he's a very talented guy. Obviously, even his old album, he played every instrument on it. I mean, so is it only? Can you play anything else, or is it just guitar you do? I mean, are you learning anything else, or I mean, is there plans
if you stick to sort of families of music, if you can play any sort of string instrument, you can sort of play them all. So like mandolin, guitar, bass. You can even go to like bouzouki and stuff like that. You can sort of play most of them. I've actually pushed bought a bouzouki. I'm sort of learning that as much as I can. You want to just try and better yourself as much as you can and try and get better music. Obviously the flute as well, but once you can sort of play one sort of string instrument, you can sort of play most. But I'd love to sort of do what Kieran does, but he's a talented boy.
Oh, exactly. So moving forward, it's looking like another big year for you, as last year was. You had a lot of big gigs this year so far. So is there anything you want to talk about? Is there any plans? Are you going to be playing abroad again this year, or is there any big gigs you might be doing you want to sort of talk about? Or
I've done a few this year already. Done Bloody Sunday weekend in Derry. It was brilliant. I'm back in Derry again this year. Derry's became one of the places I always go to recently. I love the place. There's something about the place. I don't know what it is. It's amazing. I love the place.
Yeah, I had Sean on 2 weeks ago and just talking about Derry, where I always said it's just something about that place. No matter what night you go out, there's something on one of them bars. There'll be a trad night. There'll be a group of musicians doing something. It's just so full of talent. It's unbelievable. Like
it's amazing. That's right. It's just a home for musicians, I think. And it's like, as you said, you go into a pub on a Monday, mate. It's full. Yeah. And there's a band playing in the corners, a band mic'd up. It's brilliant. So this year I'll get back to Derry. I'm doing a sort of island tour. I'm just sort of finishing off the tour. All the plans are at now in July. I'm going to do a week. I'm going to try and get to Galway, Dublin, Dundalk. I'm in the Phoenix Bar in Dundalk, Rock Bar, Nancy Mulligan's, and then that weekend as well is the Kevin Lynch commemoration. So I'm in Dungiven and Murphy's Bar on the Sunday.
Oh, sweet.
Lizzie Farrell's after that in Derry. So I've got that. I'm in Santa Ponza 3 times this year as well.
So are you just playing the Dublin, or just so you go be any other bars? So what do you think about playing over there? I know it's probably the most established of all the bars there. I've had Marty Higgins on. He's a very good friend of mine on the show loads of times, and it's like I don't know how he physically does it. Like, I mean, talking there, he's starting next week now. It is. That'll be him till November. Like, I mean, right through. It's crazy. But I mean, what would you normally do the late set in the Dubliner? Do about maybe 5 o'clock in the morning or something? Or
so Martin and Darren, they'll go on at 9:30, 12, half 12, and then I'll usually get the late one. So I'm half.
How do you find like playing? Because I think usually up. But like, I think leaving like a Santa Ponza, you get a lot of people aren't getting out maybe about 10 o'clock at night. I mean, but maybe maybe you're going on, they're ready. Like, I mean, it's sort of people are just all over the place. They're just blocked. Like, I mean, that 10 in the morning. Like.
Some sights you see over there, mate. But it's different for like me going over there compared to like yourself going over with the missus or something for a holiday. Like, it's totally different. Like, it's like you just adapt your life to it, and like your days become nights and
Yeah.
nights become days. But I still don't know how Marty does it. Obviously, when we go over, we share the house and stuff together. So
What do you think about sharing the bunk rooms with them? There's lots of mad stories there that have been told about, like sharing in there.
Right. There is some stories I can say, but he is spot on. But he's brilliant as well, mate. And as you said, I don't know how he does it. I've seen me go over there. I was in May. I went over there for the first time last year, and I went back over in August, and he was still there, still every night. And I'm like, mate, how the hell do you do this? Because I'll go there and do a week or 10 days, and I'm gubbed. Like,
But next to him, he has his boat license and all that, his captain's license, and as long as he has a motorbike, he just buggers off. I mean, whatever, and does his own thing, whatever, and he's loving it there. Like.
He obviously staying with him, mate. I'll wake up and he's not there. And I'm like, where is he? And then you hear the motorbike.
Did he manage to get you on the back of the bike? Did it,
no, I don't think that would be moving, mate, if that happened.
It was a funny. I don't know if the last time we had Damien Quinn on last year, and he was playing in the Southwell or something, and Marty had said, "I want to bring you up the mountain on the." He said, so Damien he hired like one of them wee Vespa scooters, like, so he did. And Marty's like, obviously he's this big bloody super bike he has, and he said like, there's a picture of like Marty was like this, and he's like behind him this wee bloody bike. So he was like, he said he caught up him an hour later and have the mountain so he did like. Some crack. So tell us a wee bit about, just we're going to finish here, about right now the whole scene in Glasgow is just. It's manic. There's just so many. Probably on match day, going to any amount of bars, there's musicians playing day and night. Tell us a wee bit about your experience playing in Glasgow, and is there any sort of like I know you do play in a lot of the places. I mean, is there any like favourites you have? And obviously now you played in the old Squirrel when Lisa had it. Maybe when Skim's involved, and then. Obviously, that went, and now Carrie has took it over, and they've made it in their own thing. Obviously, it's completely different, sort of what they're doing there. I mean, so tell us a wee bit just about gigging in Glasgow, and say if there is any sort of particular venues you like doing, or maybe different the other ones, like.
Aye, it's hard to describe. Just like the last, since COVID, even before COVID, it's absolutely. I don't know what's happened. It's just blew up. It's hard to even describe. It's different if you're playing anywhere else. Obviously. Celtic's got a lot to do with that, and obviously like Irish coming over as well every second weekend. So most people maybe come over Friday to Sunday, and it's jumping the full weekend, and it's brilliant. It is one of the best cities I think you can play. That's why loads of people come over and they love playing here, and everybody's got great things to say about it. But the venues are brilliant, just the way they're set up, and even from a musician's point of view, you get into most venues and they've got a cracking setup, cracking PA, and it's a joy to play in. They've got a cracking setup and cracking stage, cracking punters as well, and everybody sort of knows most people as well in Glasgow, like knows the regulars that kick about and come to see you, and it's great to have so many options, mate, because it didn't used to be like that. Like me growing up, it was, you had like your usual, you had the Gallagate, the Brazen Head, and then you had, I think, the Falshire, which is just off George Square. You used to get Gary Organ on a Friday night, and even a Saturday, and that was it. Now you've got Gracie's and Conley.
I think what you say there about a lot of the venues have their own sort of setups now, which is great. I think that, like, obviously I would be booking different singers to go over and play in some of the bars, and it's so easy now. A lot of them can just sort of jump on a flight, bring their guitar or whatever it is with them, and that's all they're needing. Where before it was like, I had to get a ferry and all over, and they're like, I don't really want to go over there, it's going to cost too much money to bring the van over and all, but a big PA system, where now they can go and maybe do 3 or 4 gigs in one day, and they're just, a lot of the venues all have their setup, just basically plug and play. You're just plugging into their desk, which is, it's opening up for a lot more musicians just to come over, and it's a bit sort of cheaper for them to come over for the weekend as well, so it is.
Definitely, mate. As you said, it makes a difference massively as a musician to just go in, walk in and plug in and play. And like, even like how close people are as singers now. Like, even Sean McCaffrey, he was over here last week. Like, when he comes over, or Chris comes over, I'll give, or anybody, even me, Richie Pendergrass, he comes over, I give him a guitar. So it saves him booking the flight, the guitar on the flight, and then they do the same for me when I go over. So it's so easy, and like, with social media and stuff like that now, you can easily contact people and get to know musicians, and you can have that friendship together and stuff, and it's great.
So before I let you go, we've asked everybody, all of the guests, to come on to pick a song to play to finish up their interview with. So maybe a song not from their own, but maybe another artist that they like or something, whatever. It doesn't even have to be like a Rebel song or such. So what one of you went for? You wanted to play tonight, mate?
I'm going to play the song Patriot Game. I think it's a very underrated song. I don't think it's played enough, mate. It's one of the songs that was played around the house years and years ago. It's one of my family's favourite songs, and the version I'm going to pick playing it is Stefan's. The reason why he was probably one of the people I sat and watched on live feeds back in COVID.
Yeah, but I think with Stefan as well, it was one of there was so many acts come on, and to be honest, their setup was woeful. It was like basically a lot of times they weren't having the right camera, and the sound was really bad. Where I know Stefan, I always used to like watching his set because his audio was down to a T. It was great. I mean, he had a brilliant audio setup, and I think that's even this album he's playing there. It's a fantastic album. The work he's put into it, so it's like
fantastic, mate. That album's great, and as you say, he's a great guitarist, great singer as well. He plays the guitar, he plays like different tunings and stuff, mate. And he's brilliant, and that's my choice tonight, mate.
So we're going to play the Patriot Game from Stefan's album A Rebel Heart, mate. So Kieran, mate, thanks very much. It's been a great interview. Cheers for coming on. And hopefully catch up maybe in Belfast this year sometime. So we're done. So
thank you very much, mate, for having us on, mate. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Hope the nerves are away.
I'm feeling a bit normal now, mate. Thank you very much, pal.
I don't bite like a lot of people do say. All right, mate. Cheers. Good luck. Thank you. All right. So that was Ciaran there, folks, of Errigal. Fantastic interview. So cheers for coming on. I say, well, I did sort of ask him a good few years ago when he was just starting out as the two-piece with the other Kieran, and it was sort of like, I think we had a few dates organised and then something happened and he couldn't come on, but I think it was more or less, it mightn't have been as good as the interview as tonight has been, because he was only really starting out, where now he's had a great story there to tell, so he has, and you just heard there the Highland Paddy from his debut album. So look out for that there. I'm sure Kieran is very, very vocal and stuff all over social media, so I'm sure when it's ready to go, hopefully in the summer it'll be out and we'll get a copy of the whole album. We can play it, but it was great to hear Highland Paddy from his album From Every Street in Glasgow. So for his track, he has picked the Patriot Game on Stefan's version from his album Rebel Heart. Folks, if you haven't heard this album, go and check it out. It is on all the streaming platforms, so it is Stefan, Stiofan, Rebel Heart, and this is Kieran Darling's choice, the Patriot Game.
Come all ye young rebels, and listen while I sing, for the love of one's country, it's a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot Game. I'm Fergal O'Hanlon, and I've just turned 16. My home is in Monaghan, was there I was weaned. I was taught all my life cruel England's to blame, so now I'm a part of the Patriot Game. It's barely 2 years since I first went away with the local battalion of our bold IRA. I read of old heroes and I wanted the same, to play my own part in the Patriot Game. But they told me how Connolly was shot in a chair. His words from the battle, all bloody and bare. His fine body twisted, all battered and lame. They soon made him part of the Patriot Game. Now I don't mind a bit if I shoot down police. They're lackeys for war, never guardians of peace. And yet at deserters I am never led in to the Quislings who sold it, our patriot game. But now as I lie here, my body all holds when I think of those traitors who bargained and sold. I'm sorry my rifle had not give the same to the bastards who sold it, our patriot game. So come on, ye young rebels, and list while I sing, for the love of one's country, such a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the patriot game. And it makes us all part of the patriot game. It makes us all part of the patriot game. For the love of one's country, such a beautiful thing. And it makes us all part of the patriot game. And it makes us all part of the patriot game.
There we go, folks. That was Stefan there with, pardon me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ow. I literally slapped my chest there, and I have Mr. Lily on, so I do. And the wee pointy bit out of the back of it just literally jabbed myself in the probably the heart there, but he done too much damage at the store. So that was Stefan from his album Rebel Heart. That was spicy Kieran Darling's song choice for the end of the interview. So folks, yeah, great interview. So cheers to Kieran for coming on. Really, really good. Lots of info there, so it was great to hear him. So folks, that's what the show is all about. So it is getting on artists, letting you hear their story. Maybe people who you might see on Facebook every week, or in the clubs in around Ireland and Scotland playing, but you don't know where they came from, what they done, or how they got there. That's what this is all about, getting them on. So as I say, folks, I don't bite. So I don't come on here and try and get people on their false pretenses and then sort of hoodwink them when they're on, which is what a lot of people on the scene think I do. I mean, I don't do that. I mean, it's I try and explain to the guests these interviews are all about them, so they are. I mean, it's all about bringing them on and letting people know their story, and hopefully long may I continue. So, okay, folks, next week's guest is going to be this guy here. Not a singer at all, but his name is Bryn Thomas, and he's the guy that's responsible for making the upcoming Celtic documentary. Really incorporating Belfast Celtic as well, which is going to be great. So we're going to be getting Bryn on to talk about the documentary and why it's happening and who else is going to be involved in it. So say he was doing filming me last week in Dara's, Shimmy Dara's place, just filming me doing a bit of a DJing, filming some of the crowd. I think we did get one goal celebration tune before he had to go. So we got Maida's goal to make it 2-1, and obviously the place went absolutely bonkers, so we got some pretty good footage. So he did. So yeah, looking forward to having Bryn live on the show next week, folks. Right, let's see. There's Kieran on there. Thanks, Kieran. Thanks everyone for listening. Not a problem, mate. Great interview. Let's see. Jim McCaff. Steve Irwin. What are you on about? George Brennan. We're going to do your tune here next, George. So we are. He was looking for Sam Hall. Now I think it's the Kathleen Largan version that I have there, or the Flying Column version anyway. Let's see. Jim McCaff. Let's see. Dan says, yeah, I'll give a listen in a bit. Craig Young says, Dan, give the Luke Kelly original version of watching YouTube brilliant, and the regulars in the pub reacting to camera is hilarious. Is this the Raglan Road one you're talking about, is it? So we're going to play Cruncher, the legend, especially for Jim McCaff as well. Always likes you after a bit of Cruncher on the show, mind that. Iona says, yeah, brilliant interview, Kieran, one of the best on the Rebel circuit. Cheers for that. George, well done, Kieran. And there's Paul from the Paddy Boys. Great interview, Kieran. Good luck in London this weekend, mate, in your upcoming gigs for Playdays. I think that's the first time you've been over there, is it? You stabbed your chest. Well, that was a stingray that stabbed his chest, and he wasn't coming back from it, so he wasn't, to be honest. Alan Chuck McPherson, yeah, brilliant interview, was indeed. Right, so we'll have another 15 minutes or so left of the night's show. We're going to play a few more songs. So this next one here, especially for George Brennan, who asked for this one, and this is Sam Hall, and I'm near sure this is the Flan Colin version. Yes, there we go.
Chimla sweep, chimla sweep. I'm a name of this Sam Hall. Chimla sweep. I'm a name of this Sam Hall, and I hate you one and all. And me neck will pay for all when I die, when I die. And me neck will pay for all when I die. I have 20 pounds in store. That's not all, that's not all. I have 20 pounds in store. That's not all. I have 20 pounds in store, and I rob for 20 more. For the rich must help the poor. So must I, so must I. The rich must help the poor. So must I. Oh, my name is Sam Hall. Chimla sweet, chimla sweet. My name is Sam Hall. Chimla sweet. And the best of friends must part, so must I. Oh, my name it is Sam Hall. Chimney sweep, chimney sweep. My name it is Sam Hall. Chimney sweep. Oh, my name it is Sam Hall, and I hate you one and all, and my neck will pay for all when I die, when I die, and my neck will pay for all when I die.
There you go. That was Kathleen Largy on the legendary Flying Column with Sam Hall. And that one especially for George Brennan. So it was George. So there you go, mate. Let's see. Jim McCaff, yeah. What a tune. Love it. My dad's favourite. George, cheers, Ro. Hopefully you get over a few gigs for you this year again. Right, let's see. Craig Young says, I'm not sure if that's the one, Ro. It's just Luke and the guitar strumming it out. It looks like it might be his first in front of a camera as well. Looks about 19 or 16. And again, like you look, he was so young when he died, wasn't he? Like, he should have been like, they were doing now with like Tommy Byrne and Brian Warfield, Derek Warfield, Noel Egan, are all doing this age now. I mean, and it was just terrible to see like Luke Kelly, the age he passed away at. Like, just such a waste for such a talented man. Like, Paddy Boys, yep. Owners Graham, definitely we'll have to sort out. It's been too long. Definitely. Well, listen, I'll see what we can do for you here, Paul. Maybe see if we can get a few gigs for you over in Scotland maybe this year. We'll see. Sad lifestyle. Well, that's it. Right, so next one we're going to do here is spicy for Jim there, who's asking for a bit of Cruncher, the legend, from a legend indeed. One legend singing another song called The Legend. So this is from this one Spotify, this one from Cruncher's album, a definitive collection of Irish ballads. Something Say It So Strong, sung by Terry O'Neill. And folks, check this album out, and it's so underrated. You don't hear enough talked about it enough. I mean, so we're going to play it now for Jim Iona. Another Scottish tour. Iona, definitely, it's going to be happening. So it is. Definitely, we'll get it planned. I have been talking to Kev about doing it, but it's all down to basically getting a few venues sorted. I mean, to do the gigs in for what we do. It doesn't suit every single venue. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's a couple of asked us about coming back that we done last year. So definitely we'll want to get over. But again, it's just timing, getting myself off work with gigs, getting Kev time off to go and do it. But yeah, it's definitely something we want to do again. We loved the last one we done. So just keep an ear out for that. So here we go. This is the legend from Terry Crunch O'Neill, especially for Jim McCaff.
Just the other night.
Listen, we'll start this. We'll start this again because I turned the wrong volume up there, and about 10 seconds of it started playing. So to give this song the credit it deserves, and for the man the credit he deserves, our good friend Cruncher, and just again always thinking and hoping and praying that he gets better soon, because I know he's currently in nursing home at the minute, so he is, and he's not doing great. Like, so Cruncher, if you do get to listen to this, we always are thinking and praying for you and hoping for you, mate. And so here we go. Jim, this is for you, mate. This is the legend himself, Terry Cruncher O'Neill with The Legend.
I went to see a legend just the other night at the Yankee Stadium underneath the light. I heard a man speaking after years and years in jail. His name, it was Mandela, and he came to tell his tale. The crowd, they cheered him loudly, but then the silence fell as he spoke about the hard years in a South African sound. Although he was free, his heart was feeling the pain, for his country and his people were still a part of that shame. He said he hoped that we would join him and walk down freedom's path, and these roads would be the hardest, oh, but they would be the last, and to join our hands together so that we might be as one, and to bring ourselves to the cause, so this battle could be won. I went home to bed that evening, went to sleep and I had a dream. I was standing in the pouring rain in an Irish field of green, and all around the headstones were the martyrs of the past. I stood there in silence, and they smoked to me at last. Kevin Barry is my name, and I died in the cell. They wanted the names of my comrades, oh, but this I would not tell. And I am Roger Casement, I was shot in London town for bringing German rifles to the lonely Barstrand. James Cundy is my name, the working people are my life. When they shot me down in Kilmainham jail, it's right. And I am Patrick Pearse, I was shot down by the foe. I read the proclamation at the steps of the GPO. The last voice that I heard says my name is Bobby Sands, and it's good to hear Mandela's words are ringing through the land. I want to hear them in Belfast, in Derry and Tyrone. Maybe then those English soldiers will know it's time to go home. I woke up in the morning, I remember them all. And who would believe that they'd knocked down the Berlin Wall? And now, said Mandela, could this really be? Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free. Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free.
There we go. Jim McCaffon, the most spicy for you. It was Terry Cruncher O'Neill, the legend there himself with the legend. Spicy for you. We're going to wrap it up here, folks. Play one more song here for you tonight. So again, thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight. It's been a great show as always, so don't forget next Monday, the 31st, we'll be joined late in the show by Bryn Thomas, the guy who's hurriedly behind making the Celtic documentary that's hopefully going to be released in the summer sometime. So Bryn will be coming on to talk about the making of it and his involvement in it and maybe what channels going to be on and stuff. So looking forward to that there. Again, so cheers to Kieran Darling for coming on tonight. Great interview. So it was. So cheers, Mugger. Thank you very much. Don't forget this gig as well, folks. The big Easter Sunday Rebel Fest gig in the Devonish on Easter Sunday the 20th of April. Myself, Ansparad, Gary Ogan, Shebeen. Tickets are £15 available from Ticketmaster, folks. So just go on Ticketmaster and search for the Devonish, and that'll come up there at their gig. So I'm sure that there will be a sellout as always. As far as I know, the Celtic game is at 3 o'clock a day in it, so it's probably going to be on just while I'm sort of playing. So don't know if others will be on the big screen in it. We'll see what happens. So cheers to us all, folks, for tuning in. It's been a great crack. Cheers, Ro, great show. Maura as well. George Brennan, first class show. Cheers, Ro, well done, happy days, mate. Right, so we're going to finish up with a tune from Shay Doolan's new album, Shamrocks and Clovers. If you haven't had listened to it, folks, go and check it out. It's a mixture of maybe Celtic stuff and Rebel stuff. Now, I did say to Shay that we had one on the show and he hadn't finalised the track listing yet, and I'd said, mate, make sure you have Jada on it, because I know he was probably one of the more well-known ones for doing Jad on the Wing, and he didn't release it before when a few others had. And he's like, listen, no, we'll let Emmons release it, whatever. And but this time it definitely is on this album. So now we're not going to play it now, but it is on this album. So we're going to do another song that Shay has been pretty well known for doing. We're going to play Don't Worry, Be Happy. A song after sort of a lot of the fans started singing, and Shay came out and put his own twist on it, and was probably one of the more well-known ones for doing this. So this is Shay doing it, folks, with his version of Don't Worry, Be Happy, from his latest studio album, Shamrocks and Clovers. So go and check it out, folks. It's available on all the streaming sites now. So I'll see you all next week. So we'll back again at 7 o'clock till 9 next week, live multi-streaming on YouTube and Facebook. And if you didn't get a chance to watch the whole show tonight, or didn't get a chance to hear Kieran's interview, it will be live to listen to on YouTube as soon as the show is finished tonight. So here's Shay Doolan, folks, with Don't Worry, Be Happy. And I say, if any can donate a few quid to the show tonight for basically just the running costs, much appreciated. So we'll put the wee link up here now where this song's on. If any can throw a few quid in, it'd be much appreciated. Here we go.
Song I wrote for the team of falling down every road. Don't worry, be happy. A famous team in green and white that I'll be following all my life. Don't worry, be happy. Song I wrote for the team of falling down every road. Don't worry, be happy. A famous team in green and white that I'll be following all my life. Don't worry, be happy. Song I wrote for the team of falling down every road. Don't worry, be happy.